Well, we're very glad to have with us today the retired Major General Amos Yadlin, who joins me now. More than 40 years of military experience serving in the Israeli Defense Forces, 33 years as a fighter pilot, who served for 5 years as the head of Israeli military intelligence. General, thank you very much for being here. Given your experience, my first question for you is what did you think of this operation, of these B-2 bombers that flew from Missouri to this location in Iran?
As a fighter pilot and somebody who 44 years ago bombed the Osirak nuclear reactor in Iraq, I'm very proud of them. I think they did a great job. And I think we should look at it from a macro point of view. It's not only this attack, it's the Israeli Air Force attack on a huge number of nuclear sites, around 20. The main sites are Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan. And together, I am very happy to see that the Israeli Air Force and the US Air Force are flying shoulder to shoulder and destroying this Iranian nuclear program that threatened to destroy my country.
I mean, obviously, that assessment gives a lot of people in Israel a huge sigh of relief. It also has a huge impact on the entire region. And the United States, who for decades has wanted to make sure that Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. What is your degree of confidence in the future potential for Iran rebuilding this, given these stories about a lot of enriched uranium that is still out there somewhere? How confident are you, General?
First, nuclear program is very complex program. You have scientific dimension, you have engineerical dimensions, you need to do experiment, you need to go from stage to stage, and enrichment is only one step. If the conversion from gas, uranium, enriched uranium gas, to a metal, which is the heart of a nuclear bomb, if this installation was destroyed, and it was destroyed, so the fact that the Iranians left, if they left, with enriched uranium, you cannot use it. So it's not preparing as a primitive rocket in a tunnel in Gaza. It's a huge complex, industrial complex, that you need to rebuild. So I tend to agree with those who saying that Iran was rolled back 2 years, more than a couple of months. But we have to wait and see. BDA now is more art and guessing than science, intelligence science. You need to get a lot of SIGINT, satellites, reconnaissance pictures, HUMINT, cyber, all kind of intelligence that should be fused to understand what the Iranians, how much the Iranians will roll back. But after saying that, this argument is not that important because it's telling us what happened. What is important is the future. How we make sure that Iran is not rebuilding this program or not leaving the NPT and breaking to the bomb as did North Korea. So the future is more important. Whether there will be a much better deal than the 2015 deal, with no sunset, with better inspection, with the military dimension of the program taken care of, or if there is no agreement because Iran refused to reach an agreement, the US and Israel should enforce the fact that Iran is not going forward. And this is the challenge, because the US for the first time, is destroying a nuclear program in a rogue state. And this is important. And the Supreme Leader thought until 12 days ago that Israel has the will to destroy, but not the capability. And the US has the capability, but not the will, so he's safe. I think by now we understand that Israel has the capability and the US has the will, and we have to convince him that we will come again if he will go forward. And so looking into the future is more important than the argument whether it's a year or 2-year rollback.
Yes, the will and the capability combined between our two countries is what we've seen exercised. It's a great way of explaining it to our viewers. General, thank you very much, General Yadlin. Good to have you with us today, sir.
Thank you, Martha.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.